criticism and expression of Islamic faith. In our media, mass media, and the imagery we have, is that there's an intimate relationship. Could you clarify that for us?
That's an excellent question. I'm glad that you asked the question because that may be in the mind of some of you. The quick answer, absolutely not. Islam is perfect, Islam is just, Islam is peaceful. However, really important. Just like we have in the history of the Christian followers, we have the Crusaders, the Spanish Inquisition, the slave traders, the genocide of the Native Americans in the name of Christianity. Some extreme Hindus are doing some nasty things in the name of Hinduism, oppressing the Muslims there. Buddhists are doing something similar, right? Jewish people, some of extremists. We say that we should not judge any faith by those people who are not obeying their faith, but we should follow or we should look into what the teachings of their faith, looking into the scriptures. Second important point is this, that the word terrorism, we should not only restrict to some people who are doing it from the followers of Islam. Terrorism is any act that can be done of a person of any faith or no faith. Islam does not have a monopoly on it, right? Muslims don't have a monopoly on it. When it comes to terrorism, every single act, I would say that every gun shooting in the USA, and there have been 406,000 killings in the USA by gun violence. And I say that every single act of them was terrorism. Even that shooting that happened 2 days ago by that Caucasian young person, in which 8 Asian Americans, they were slaughtered. When I looked at it right away, I was crying, praying to God, and I said this is an act of terrorism. So terrorism is not restricted to only what Muslims do. Some Muslims, any act done by any person, we should label as terrorism, and equally we should all condemn it. Right? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that yes, Islam condemns it. There is no passage in the Quran that incites a person. Actually, there are thousands, hundreds of passages that wants to bring humanity together. Actually, there is one passage, then you can take this. Chapter number 5 of the Quran, verse number 32 says, God is speaking to humanity. God is saying that saving one innocent life is like saving the life of all of humanity. And taking one life is like taking the life of all of humanity. So that's how precious life is in the eyes of God. It's not just the life of a Muslim. Quran says any life, any innocent person is equal, as if we have slaughtered all of humanity. So we hope and pray that all of us working together, by obeying God, we can defeat terrorism and violence and extremism. Doesn't matter with what cause, with what weapons, with what religion people are using it, all of them are equally wrong. We should equally condemn it.
I just wanted to say quickly, Dick, that was a great question. But I wanted to share something that I'm sure all of you can relate to, as well as myself, and that is you would not identify the acts of the terrorist Ku Klux Klan who used the cross and Christianity as their symbol with the religion.
That is helpful. Thank you very much. We're going to have to conclude this now, and I'm sure you're available for a few minutes.
Yes, we are. We are going to be here, yes.
Let's thank them for this very interesting and helpful.
Thank you. And thanks for inviting us. We are so honored. Anytime that you need us, we'll be back. Different topics, there are so many topics. It will be an honor for us to meet with our brothers and sisters in this wonderful place. Thank you.
Can I just say one thing? A friend of mine who is a Jew in Aurora, the whole temple was decimated. They had graffiti all over the temple, racist, all kinds of slander. The Islamic community was the first church, the first parish that came to help them clean it up. They are doing what they say they're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, that was an important practicing of the faith, yes.
Nice job. Ally and a peacekeeper. I was just saying to Dick, the wonderful slogan you said, culture has oppressed us, but God has blessed us. And I think that's true of women. Women's been, so many oppressed for one thing or another, but in the end, God is the one who blessed us. You did a wonderful job.
so.
Yeah.
So since all of you are here, can I take like a small brief testimonial from you?
Yes.
Because we want to do this in many places, you know, many churches, synagogues, because at the end of the day, education is so empowering. Because many misconceptions that you may have had about women especially, right, may have at least gone away to some extent. When misconceptions go away, we come closer,
Yeah.
right? So what do you think the importance of us coming together and what you may have learned? Maybe we can start with you quickly.
Well, my thought was what you talked about, the terrorists. That I'm sorry, but I've always heard it was all Muslims. And I've learned from you that it's not. Just like you gave such a great example of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
To me, that was so powerful because you're not judging us by the burning of the cross.
Not the religion.
So to me, that was fantastic.
Yes, if I want to know what Christianity is, I'm not going to look at KKK, I will read the Bible. Right? I will look into it with an open eyes, open heart, and then see what it is all about.
But hearing it from you was much better, much more powerful than reading it.
Of course.
Because I've read other things that aren't true.
Okay, gotcha.
No, thanks a lot. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Again, yourself.
I'm so happy to offer this testimony. And the testimony I offer is seeing the history of Islam goes back so far. It puts us to shame. Everybody thought we were the ones that started the university. We were the first ones who gave women the right. We were it was us. It was us, and it wasn't. And I think the thing that I carry away and that is so important is building bridges. There is nothing you said that I cannot relate to and translate it as a metaphor in my own religion. And I love what you said. Culture oppressed us, and then you said, God has blessed us. I changed it to God, to my religion, and that's true. And I was just saying to my fellow woman here that the culture has oppressed women, but God has blessed us in that. The culture has oppressed black people and Indians and the Muslims. There's always a cultural factor in oppression, but in the end to look to our God of our understanding. So I'm just really delighted that you were able to be here and share what it really means to be a Muslim. And it is a blessing to be part of the family of God.
It's an honor, it's always an honor, and you have interacted with us, this is the second time. And you're carrying a bag, and we see the bag, yeah? There you go.
Yeah, it's one of my treasures.
And it had what in there?
It had the Quran, and then it had various pamphlets. The pamphlets I gave away, and the Quran, I work in a hospital, and they keep it there because Christian patients always have their Bible, but Muslims never had a Quran. So now we have a Quran that we are able to share, we don't give it away, we lend it to our patients who are there.
And if you want more copies, we can always supply, as we have committed to supply some bags like this to the rest of the brothers, sisters who are here. We can do the same for the patients if they need more. So, of course. So again, thanks a lot, Alif.